Lewis Hamilton revelation emerges before new season about possible new Mercedes teammate at the start of 2018, and teammate Valtteri Bottas were both entering the final 12 months of their Mercedes deals. There was a lot of speculation that Bottas, who failed to win race all season, may not have been kept on. However, the Finn was handed a 12-month contract extension midway through the campaign. But Wolff has admitted he looked at other options before backing his secondary driver. "We've always had an eye on Daniel," Wolff told Brazil's Globo. Bottas fell out of the championship battle early on last year. He spent the majority of the season helping Hamilton to his 5th world title. And Wolff explained that is why he rewarded the 29-year-old with a new deal. "If you are happy in a relationship, you don't need to flirt with another woman," he added. "If in May or June we were unhappy with Valtteri, we would have continued the conversations. But because Valtteri was doing well at that point of the season, we did not want to waste Daniel's time." Ricciardo made a shock move from Red Bull to Renault, where he will drive alongside Nico Hülkenberg. But the Australian is not expecting to be leading from the front of the grid in his maiden year. "I guess the likelihood of starting on the front row, at least in the short term, is slim," he said ahead of the season, which starts this weekend. "The fact that there will be more cars starting in front of me is higher, so more cars to get through. You'll probably see more of the Daniel Ricciardo that you're used to. There's no reason for me to hold back. Even more so if we aren't fighting for podiums every weekend, it's even more important for me to have that character on track to try and stay relevant and push the team towards the front." Next news: Raikkonen defends his party lifestyle. Kimi Raikkonen has defended his party lifestyle by saying that it has made him a better driver, being able to do what he wants. The Iceman is known to enjoy a drink or two when he is not racing, most recently at the FIA prize-giving gala at the end of last season. Raikkonen is well aware of the jokes that follow, but, by being able to unwind off-track makes him more focused on it. "Obviously it's been a joke often," the Finn explained to F1's official Beyond the Grid podcast. "But I actually think it's more true than a joke that I've often been driving better, after, doing whatever I want between the races, than if I'm just not having fun and drinks and stuff." "There's too many proven theories, and that it might work better after you've had a bit more fun. That whole summer was more or less racing and partying. It's nothing new for me, it's normal. Outside it might look a bit weird, but for me, in the past, it was a very normal story. I always thought that, it makes you more relaxed and you need to put more effort and concentration in, on track, because you're a bit unsure. And then the end result comes better." Next news: Perez quite surprised by Stroll's quality. Sergio Perez has been pleasantly surprised from what he has seen from Lance Stroll so far at Racing Point. Lance Stroll was able to move on from Lily Williams after his father, Lawrence, completed his takeover of cash-strapped Force India in 2018. Now fully relaunched as Racing Point, Lance now has the opportunity to show that he does indeed belong in Formula One and is not solely relying on his father's wallet. Stroll has been tipped to surprise a few people in 2019, and new teammate Perez has been encouraged from what he has seen from the Canadian. "The thing that people forget is if they see you last in Formula One they think you're really bad, but 95% of the performance is the car," Perez said. "So it's very hard to judge somebody with a bad car." Perez went on to say that one attribute of Stroll's in particular has stood out. He added, "I've been surprised by his level, his speed, but the thing that surprised me the most, to be honest, is his feedback. You don't get to see that with the young drivers." These days they are very well prepared, but just due to the lack of experience, you see all them giving feedback and you say they're lacking a bit of knowledge in the car, but with him, I've been quite surprised. I think he can guide the team quite nicely. Next news: Horner, Red Bull have a big gap to close. Red Bull boss Christian Horner has turned down the hype machine ahead of the season opener in Melbourne. Motorsport advisor Dr. Helmut Marko has been the main man cranking it up, boldly stating that Red Bull are second quickest behind Ferrari following pre-season testing. But, whilst Horner thinks that Red Bull can get closer to the leading duo of Ferrari and Mercedes, he wants to keep expectations realistic. We've got an exciting new partnership with Honda starting this weekend, so it's off to a positive start, but we have to keep expectations realistic, Horner said at the Formula One season launch at Melbourne's Federation Square. There's a big gap to close from Mercedes and Ferrari. But we're confident that we can do that during the course of the year. That optimism is still shared by Red Bull's 2019 driver lineup of Max Verstappen and Pierre Gasly. It was very nice to experience the car, with a new partnership with Honda, Verstappen said on stage. It's very exciting times for us. Gasly added, it's an amazing opportunity. It's probably the best place to be in Red Bull, with these guys next to me. Next news: Raikkonen, Australia will be a mystery. Kimi Raikkonen says the opening Grand Prix of the 2019 season in Australia will be a mystery due to the uncertainty of the pecking order. Raikkonen has joined Alfa Romeo for the upcoming year after a 5-year stint at Ferrari, spending 4 of those years alongside 4-time world champion Sebastian Vettel. In 2019, he has Antonio Giovinazzi as his teammate, who has 2 Grand Prix starts under his belt, which came in early 2017. The Sauber F1 team, which has now been renamed to Alfa Romeo, made significant improvements over the course of 2018, ending the season as arguably the 4th quickest outfit. With the midfield battle being so close throughout the 2018 campaign, Raikkonen is expecting the same this season, stating that anything is possible this year. There is always some uncertainty when you head to the first race of the season. You could even call it a mystery, said the Finn. The midfield is tight and we can't predict where we stand at the moment. We have a lot of work ahead of us, but the team has shown massive development last year and I am confident that we can have a strong start in Melbourne. Giovinazzi made his F1 debut for Sauber 2 years ago, and now feels ready for his first full-time drive since 2016. However, he mirrored Raikkonen's comments, not knowing where Alfa Romeo will place on the grid. I am enjoying every single moment of my first full Formula One season so far. Testing was pretty good, but it is hard to predict where we will be on the grid. I have had a busy winter and have trained a lot to prepare for my first season in the best possible way. Now I feel ready to race. I can't wait to go to the start and see the red light switch to green. Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to share and subscribe to your channel to get the latest sports news around the world. Wished health and success. Goodbye.